1 year ago this week, House stenographer from the House of Representatives, Dianne Reidy, was dragged off the House floor after what I guess we're now calling in retrospect a kind of boisterous religious protest. If you forgot what that was like, this is it.
It would not have been. The Constitution would not have been written by Freemasons. They go against God.
Molly, come on.
You cannot serve two masters.
This was one of the few times each year, Louis, that something even remotely interesting happens in the House. Usually it's just obstructionism, it's quorum calls, it's people asking for more time or for someone else to have less time, or just rubber stamping the same federal budget that we've come accustomed to and recognize its incredible failings and faults. But something interesting actually happened in the House for once.
It was quite interesting. I guess a lot of interesting things happen in the House when you talk about them overall, but when you're actually watching what's happening in the House, there's really nothing more boring.
Dianne Reidy claimed that it was the Holy Spirit preparing her to do God's work, which had been waking her up in the middle of the night. Her husband saying that he was not convinced that it was actually the Holy Spirit that had been waking her up in the middle of the night for a couple of weeks before this outburst. It's also possible, Louis, that the government shutdown so stressed her out that she had this sort of kind of, I guess we would call it a breakdown on the House floor.
I can easily picture someone sitting there every day listening to all this nonsense about the shutdown, not being able to get a word in and losing their mind because of it. But when you start spewing religious stuff, it kind of changes things.
Yeah, and we haven't really heard much about this woman since. I don't even know what became of her as far as, she was going to be evaluated psychiatrically, etc.
Yes, I believe she passed those evaluations. Last I heard, she was slated to go back to work as the House stenographer.
Good for Dianne Reidy. I'm sure that, she had worked there a long time. I can only assume her stenography skills were certainly top-notch.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, you got to be one of the best if you're working in the House.
We have a great program for you today. We have a great interview. We have great audience questions coming up. It's Friday. Remember, membership, davidpakman.com/membership. This is viewer-supported media. You can vote with your dollars and say, I'd rather the David Pakman Show stay on the air, and I'm going to vote with my credit card or debit card or check or money order, probably not cash, to make that happen. davidpakman.com/membership.